So first hit sangariri wanyukwe munyukwe, huh?
Yeah, something like that. This is the first song to really break out for me, yes.
When you were still in school.
Yes, I was still in high school.
So how did you feel to be a popular kid at school?
It was the most awesomest thing. Like, a lot of people go through lights and then they change. I went through them and I changed and I learned my lesson before I was major, before I was grown up. So it was a big advantage and it felt good, coming out from school. Benjitina matkumoga kumirira bagate type thing, it was crazy. Yeah.
So Benjiti, you also recording Benjiti?
I was also recording Benjiti and Madcom even up to the time they were beefing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So mabhifa akatangira kudhara muZimbabwe.
Zimdancehall is a competitive music, music genre. It's competitive. Like, that's the basic. It's a sport when it comes to DJing. We call them clashes, sound clashes, DJ clashes. Yeah.
So Benjiti akatanga kubhifa naMadcom, then Madcom pasitanga kubhifa futi.
No. Madcom started beefing Labash over some incident that happened at some club in Arad.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came with a song, we recorded a song. Mind you, Labash was always my big brother anyway.
Yeah.
But just because of the nature of the genre, there was no real, what can I say, bad blood between the two. Of course, there were rivalries. They wouldn't sit next to each other in a car, for example. But it was not extreme to a point of being personal or, not being able to walk the streets type of situation. But Benjagazo disa Madcom match. Madcom Actopiece.
Madcom Actopiece.
Yeah.
So you about Zimdancehall at that time got divided into two camps.
There were a lot of camps already, but like at that moment, yes, in Chichungiza,
there was Kembra Madcom,
yes,
and there was Kembra King Labash. Because I remember in school,
yes,
it's either you were a fan of Madcom
or you were a fan of Labash. Yes.
So, as a producer, which side were you on?
I was neutral because it's the nature of the job. You understand? For example, Madcom comes to me and he says, I'm an artist, I want to work with you, blah, 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 and we make music, right? But also I have a relationship with Junior King, Majambe, right?
Mpana wa Labash.
Yes. Meaning kuti Labash atori mkoma kwandiri. Ndinototi mamukase bashalo, for example. You know what I mean? So there was no bad blood. Even after that, I made Labash songs. Yeah. He's on the Jipmog rhythm. That's like 2 years later.
Yeah, Jipmog rhythm was a heavy item.
Yeah.
How did it come to life?
Okay.
Demons just call each other. There's an idea. Pull up.
Yeah.
Let's make a hit. Oh,
that's more like nowadays.
Those days.
Those days was a little bit different, but everything came together because of one man. It's not even, mentioned in these circles and stuff, but for me, he's one of the most important keys to the whole genre because he gave up his space, his living space, turned it into a studio. He had a flat by Baines and Second. That's where I had my first professional studio type set up. That's 2008. Year out of high school type situation. This guy was friends with all of us somehow, meeting kuma shows, kuma clubs. His name at that time was Maximum. Now they call him Father Richie. You can search him up on Facebook. He's doing some AI stuff. He's always wanted to make music. But this individual gave all that he had. His living space. He sponsored. I remember when we made the Jipmog rhythm, for us to put it out, he bought 100 blank CDs and we had to print them, to burn them. Go try to go burn my CDs. I burn 100 my CD. They end up on a fourth. Tano see my CD. They end up pa Copacabana, pa charge office, putting out the CD. So how it came out, how it blew, the whole idea when he pitched it up, like, I know everybody's good, I know everybody wants to do whatever they want to do, but what if we come together as all the prominent dancehall, Zimdancehall artists at that time, tigare pasi tingoita one project, and strictly we want to make it internationally appealing. So every artist that was on the rhythm was strictly told not to create a Shona deep song with Madimi Kirendo, preferably English or patois, so that foreigners can understand what we're about.
But it's so
Unfortunately, now here's the lesson. Here's the lesson.
Yeah.
Here's the lesson. For me, it helped me to see further than that time, where I understood that the real difference between a Japanese dancehall artist, a Zimbabwean dancehall artist, and a Jamaican dancehall artist is the language. That's when it really dawned on everybody. Okay, fine. As much as we want to be celebrated by these foreigners, if we're not going to be celebrated here by talking to a person, if we manage to get those people on board, then the genre is gone. Though one of the things that woke us up from that hit song, Tsaona Pa Main Road, because that was recorded separately a year later.
After the
rhythm had dropped. A year later, one of my own, shout out to Chill For Real. It's like, do your thing, man. Because we actually released the rhythm as well, because we're encouraging more.
Oh shit, Chill For Real is a producer.
Yes.
I thought it's a Glenn
No. Chill For Real is one of the founders of music production when it comes to Zimdancehall. He actually has in that regard, for me, he has a higher seat than levels, for example. Do you understand? Because they were, Tsaona Pa Main Road, every Zimbabwean knows that song.
It was a national.
Exactly. And at that time, that's 2009, bro. There was no Baba Msaro Big Man yet. There was no 31 October yet. You understand? But Tsaona Pa Main Road
was there. And
yeah, it was a hit. Unfortunately, at the time, the medium was compact discs. There was not real indulgence into MP3, for example. And, streaming was just coming in. I think Gorera to launch YouTube, for example. And we did not have internet, fam. I think internet came 2010, 11. The Econet providing internet for everybody. So unfortunately, we cannot count numbers. We can't get figures of that song, but Tsaona Pa Main Road is a very important record, very important time in the whole construction of the genre.
Because even like the creativity in the song,
yes,
you
would visualize it.
Introduce a Tanga, and then Obazo Sangana na Inspector Munashengoni. Mbunza kuti chicha itiga. Obazo sera song kwa ya tangira. That was creative.
Yeah.
So talking about
Chef, big up to Deflex anyway, man.
Deflex. Shout out Deflex. Yeah. So talking about distribution at the time, you'd mentioned there were CDs. What else was there?
Cassettes. I'm sure at that time Isusu tirigu arare chigadzira jipmo chibhena pama CD munhu angaritori kususwe kumandaro enu angatone cassettes.
Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out because mango maifamba. Zveitoti aitofamba zvotodaro. So I'm just trying to figure out kuti tagadzira record redu ara.
How did it get out?
Rozosvika sei kumanzaro.
Right. This is where, for example, a person like me is comfortable when bloggers and journalists say the genre is dead or something like that, right? The genre was not for everybody in the beginning. Do you understand? This was ghetto youth's property, where they could converse on their lives, situations, etc., right? ghetto yetu rekumfombe rekukambuzuma rekuchitungwiza, you know, same type story, different location, so it resonated with them. Their stories there kwakazobatwa kwakazoita sei, you know. So coming up with a plan to drop a record was not as easy as now, whereby I just, you know, release. It was different. You actually had to go see radio DJs. Radio was not playing us, by the way, at that time. You know, you would go to club DJs, especially club DJs. There was so many other club DJs that were so invested in the whole thing from the beginning. You know, the Mighty Ducks, Templeman, Smiley, Legendary Sound.
What is the
Red Fox. Yes. All those spaces. So that's where people would go to the club, own a J, and then vachiita yavari kuita moment iyoyo ndopa kutonzi brand new song, T-Flex, Chill for Real, Jimog Rhythm, Chichichi. The next owner is going to look for the song. The song is going to be found on Bluetooth. Bruh, Bluetooth moved the record. CDs moved the record, but Bluetooth. Bro, it's crazy. And what a time it was.
I'm saying.
You'd meet Konzeresa by Labash, say them bad, but me badder than them badder. Some daddy distress tunes. Rest in peace, Jigas. You know, John. So you know, I Spy. You know, all these names, Bluetooth CDs and combis. That was distribution.
Funny enough, you mentioned Daddy D.
Yes, distress.
Let's talk about Daddy
Distress. Badman.
And Winky
D.
To my opinion, I feel like that was the biggest rivalry in Zimdancehall.
Yes, for people who came into the Zimdancehall scene after 2010, for example. They actually missed out on one of the finest moments of Zimdancehall. There's a song by Winky D 11. Bro,
So correct me if I'm wrong. There was a cup clash.
Yes.
Winky D
Yes.
It was on a Saturday.
Yes.
Kuharare Garden Simad.
Yes.
And then
it wasn't Simad, but it was Harare Gardens. Yes, I remember.
Yes. But now one. So there was Sniper Storm.
Yes.
There was
Distress.
Daddy D. There was Badman.
There was Labash.
And then they were like forming a group again. There was Sniper Storm also.
Yes.
And then Badman, he was on his own. And then Badman went and called Masoja.
I don't. Right. Let me tell you about our story. Right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, people don't know this about me. I don't like crowds. I don't like my face. I never wanted my face to be out there. So by design, major events I would miss out intentionally. Musi wakaitwa 1-1 ndanditori paflat pandiri kutaura by second and bass. I could hear what was happening in the what? Good dance. But ndanditori go flat. So the rest of the gang went, you know, Gaspi Warrior as well, you know, I think fresh out of high school as well from Prince Edward. Dance. And then they came back with the story. But unfortunately, the story has so many versions. The show was Mama Red Rose's show. The show was not designed to be a cup clash or something. People were not ready or something. Winky D already came with loaded tracks. Ready, bro. So these guys, I don't know, they felt like, Winky D is just being overhyped. We can kill him. But they didn't know this guy had an arsenal of nukes and stuff. So he actually, they would come on stage 1-1. He had a song for that guy, a song for that guy. That's Winky done for
and then
you.
that was Saturday.
Yes.
Sunday,
Monday the song dropped. And it went viral. Before TikTok and all these things, it went viral.
No, that's one of the most amazing thing about Winky D. Choguti, when Sam
I think that's 2009, 2010 there.
When Sam Mutuguts died, rest in peace, Sam.
Yeah.
When he died, tomorrow night 8, for Power FM.
Yes.
Papa Guris was Sam,
Yes. Zimdancehall is the ghetto mouthpiece, right? In what I'm about to say right now, I don't mean it in any disrespect or undermining or any foul way, but Zimdancehall is ghetto people's music. Zimdancehall is the Borodeo. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, now that the times have changed, the world is global, people are getting much more exposed. We are now in a position where we can commercialize our stories. But initially, Someone Up a Main Road should always stand as a pivotal and a big pillar because it's actually saying what Zimdancehall is. He is an eyewitness to a story. Yaitika kugetu. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he puts it into art. That's what it is. So when it comes from Borodeo, we want it to come from Borodeo. We want Zimdancehall to come from New York, bro. You understand? That's the end goal. For some reason, we need to navigate ourselves to an international platform. But it's the ghetto mouthpiece. It's the way we can express ourselves, share ideas. You know what I mean? Be merry, be happy, be sad, you know. So the moment something happens, we are ready. And that's the actual Zimdancehall. Not this bubblegum music type situation. They were not bubblegum music. You cannot tell me Sound Up a Main Road is a bubblegum music. That's high level of artistry and creativity, bro. But it's basically telling a story what has happened. So if something happens on Friday, by Monday we would have a song. Soldier Love, rest in peace to the king of Zimdancehall, Soldier Love. Soldier Love, vakaenda kudansi, but you could clash with colors. But on Monday,
there was a song.
There was a song. Today we still play that song.
Yeah. So
green.
there's that lose there, that weed. Rest in peace, Baba. It's sad due to everything, every conversation we're having.
A lot of soldiers have fallen.
So rest in peace to every fallen soldier.
Yeah.
So this is 2010. Were you working with Winky D by then, or when
I had already worked with Winky D on Jipmog in 2008.
Yeah.
Yes. But then I went to South Africa to acquire some knowledge on production. Okay. So I went for a year and a half between 2009 and 2010. The World Cup, I think, happened whilst I was in South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. Or it happened just after I left. But by 2011, I was with Winky D. We were working on singles and stuff. I was doing a lot of Mafia 19 music at that time because me and Gaspy Warrior go back to, Mandela Drive, Zegeza 5, making noise for Mdara Manyiru, Him waking up at 2 in the morning coming to say, what's I what I say? So me and Gaspy go way back like that, bro. So I was more doing Mafia 19, the whole concept of Mafia 19 for it to come out, the branding, the whole ideas, the whole gang, when all that stuff was happening, I was part of that. So I was more invested in that. But over time, my understanding grew to understand I cannot represent one individual artist. I cannot represent one individual space. Shout out to, for example, Jaffish, Zimfras, right? He has to really secure his place in the movement as Chitungwiza. You understand? But at that moment in time, I understood that I cannot say I'm Chitungwiza. Do you understand? I am from Chitungwiza. I am Chitungwiza, but now I represent Zimdancehall on a bigger scale to say I'm from Chitungwiza. People in Gogo should be able to claim me. People in Luveve should be able to claim JMP Munoed. You understand? So that gave me an insight to say, you know what, I can work with anyone. Besides, I had already been doing that the days of Labash, Madcomb, Benji T, and all. So it's always been like that. I'll look at colors. Tawanda is really my lady. We've had deep conversations over his period of career, bro. Like one of his biggest songs was made at my house, bro. You know what I mean? He's to this very day, I'm sure he still performs that song. You cannot go to a Zimdancehall event or any big event and at PCK is not played. That will be
At PCK was you.
Yes.
But Makadis was about PCK.
Right. So that's something I talked about when they gave us an award for best club song in 2015. I do music, bro. Like, I do music. I play basketball. I watch movies, and then I listen to music. Like, that's my life. So I'm not gonna chiripo, but it's okay. It's okay. So moving on, Truguti, I am so invested in music across the global spectrum, right? So at that time, one of the biggest songs that came out was Control. Control by Big Sean, I think featuring Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. So when that song came out, it had a certain side of it that people were not listening to. People were really agitated at the fact that Kendrick was like saying he's even the king of New York and that's on the east side. And people were having issues and stuff. So that's the time Futi Yatanga Bifram Sauro Chi. Colors is like, I need a track through Vocal. Vocal was managing Colors at that time, and my uncle Love Mo Tendainyana, shout out to Mr. Speaker, was managing me. They conversated, came up with like, let's put these people in studio. Called me like, yo, I'm thinking we should get Colors tonight in the studio. I'm like, all right, cool, let me work on an idea. So I took an element from Control and I made her to PCK. Tawanda comes to the studio, I think around 6. By 12, we had mixed and mastered the song. The dynamics of how we were going to market it was he stole the rhythm. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it worked, right? Meaning, a lot of marketing things have happened over time that I have done, that other people have done. And now it's a point whereby, because of the availability of social media and all this, and everybody's at one place, it's now a little bit harder to believe what's true and what's not. What's a gimmick and what's not a gimmick. What's marketing and what's real. So it was a different time. So in that time, we marketed the song properly with that idea. It's even in the lyrics. Also I was working with another kid who I wanted to mold into the next producer type. So we put his tag in it, made it look like he's the one who made it, so people should start paying attention. Unfortunately, the kid, I don't know what happened to that kid. He just disappeared, but I heard he's around now, he's coming back. But nonetheless, the song exists till the day.
So speaking about producers that you have mentored, and I recently saw a post when the Zimdancehall origination.
Yeah.
And then I
I know
your
which
post,
you're talking
I
about.
saw that you wrote that you taught levels to produce instrumental music. So that's and when we are talking, like Shingota or Sima Brothers, you had mentioned a few names. So I think people would want to know.
I think it would be unfair to whoever I have mentored if I would come to this platform and give their names. There are some that would want me to do that, and then there are some that wouldn't want.
So you mentioned those who would want.
You
don't know who wants and who doesn't want.
You see now, I'm not gonna go in and tick who wants and who not in my head. I think the ones that want to be associated with me being one of there are people that gave them a shot, they updated their ideas and branding, look, names, music, software, whatever. They should come out on social media and say, you know what, me, I'm a product of Jay. And it's okay. For example, I'm a product of Smoking Vibes, Kinda Cute, Mark Blaze, a huge product of Rocky. You know what I mean? So
Where's in Rockford?
yeah. Me and Rocky were in Night Ready back in 2006, bro. That guy would always like, okay, my pizza. You know, I would go home, make some beats, come to the studio and listen to them. Oh, 16 shuffle, that's dope. Try to look for this information code. This. Try to do that. So yeah, I am a big product of Faro.
Do you have a record with him?
I don't have a record with Faro. It's impossible for
Don't
me.
you think it's
No. No, I don't think even now I am good enough to do that. I don't think so. I think if I'm to make a Rocky song, sheesh, bro. Like the other time I was at Changamire Awards, they asked me to present Kick Five's Lifetime Award.
Yeah.
Bro, I told them I'll fuck it up. Because Fizzo is so iconic to Zimbabwean music industry as a whole. You understand? Chamembe is a bro. Chamembe, I was in high school, bro, and Chamembe dropped. Bro, I think it would be unfair. For me, he's a version of Dr. Dre to me. You understand? He's one of the people that actually sold numbers. You know, I think they had a distribution deal with ZMC or something. You know what I mean? I'm not in a position to say, you know what, me and Take Five are like, nah, no, bro. Those are big dogs, you know what I mean? Rocky's a big dog. If I'm gonna be in studio with Rocky, bro, as my jokes.
But hypothetically, if it happens.
Yeah. If it happened, it would be one of the most awesome things I would experience. And I'm sure that record would be life-changing for a lot of people.
So we should start praying.
Yes.
For that record to come.
Yeah.
So, moving on.
Yeah.
From the information that you're giving us and the stories that you're always talking about and your history and your legacy, I think you have a spot or a chair in this industry which you can put in ideas, but guys, if we do this and do this, maybe we can achieve this. So my question following from that would be, what do you think Zimdancehall artists should do to treat music as a business? What do you think? Not Zimdancehall artists only. Let's just say Zimbabwean musicians. Because if you check, Amapiano is coffee, bro. But the lifestyle Amapiano musicians are living, and there are so many.
Okay, so this is a very complicated question that you have asked. And I would take 10 minutes to explain certain things and dynamics that govern this spectrum from the way you're looking at Zimbabwean music and South African music or even other genres from other places. We have an issue with so many things from, I will start with exposure, right? We are not exposed. As much as the internet is around and stuff, we are really not exposed. As much as we would love to brag about us having the highest literacy rate or whatever, we are not exposed. We need to be exposed. We need more education, self-education, not basic equations in algebra and geography type situation, but real life exposure on a three-plane basis, right? The second is our economy cannot sustain. Do you understand what I mean? It's difficult for us to say we have a standard way of doing things. You know, a song is going to drop on this platform. We're going to count the numbers of streams. We're going to award this song as the best song of the year. It really doesn't work like that. You know, there's so many factors to it. So that alone comes to the position of numbers. 16 million Zimbabweans in total, 4 million, 5 million out of the country, leaving us with 11 to 12 million. How many are urbanites? How many have access to data? How many have access to data and subscribe to streaming platforms, etc.? Do you understand how I'm looking at it? Whereas in South Africa, it's different. From the point where you go and get a phone on credit, you get a line, you can open your Spotify accounts and everything is deducted from your account on a credit basis, you know. And there are what, 56, 60 million? Imagine if 56 or 60 million people, 10% of that is 6 million. If 10% of your country is following you, bro, if you go on live, do you see the dynamics here? But if we're saying 6 million, that's like not even half of the people that have access to data and access to streaming services. So those numbers will it's tricky. You know, for South Africa, for example, I've lived in South Africa. They have different provinces with different languages, different cultures, different music genres. For example, Durban is Gom. I don't know if I pronounced it right, but yes. And a Durban artist who is not known nationwide can drive a GLE. Do you see how these dynamics are working? Because the numbers in Durban are sufficient enough to stream, to fill in an HICC, for example. But think about a Matari artist. Wasachaita say Antonida kunge atori palevo requarare rawingi D for him to have at least 6,000 people. You see, for an event. Do you see what I mean? So, like I said, it would take 10 minutes for me to really show you how that problem is. But the underlying rule about it is just Zimbabweans not being able to change in every discipline aspect of things. Zimbabweans don't like change. And change is the only thing that moves forward. Change is guaranteed. The universe is constantly changing. You know what I mean? So for other people like South Africans, change is welcome. So you have them coming from Digong, Pansula, Kwaito, House, Boom, Amapiano now, they're three-step, and moving on and moving on. Whereas to this day, people want to clash Sungura with a baby called Zimdancehall, just so they can say Zimdancehall has been beaten. Do you understand what I mean? People want to clash hip-hop with Zimdancehall. Like, yo, Zimdancehall is not really basically Zimdancehall now. There are a lot of elements that are now put into Zimdancehall that have been borrowed, that have been newly created, that we could actually create a new term for it and move forward. But no.
Okay.
We would rather.
I might just come out and say it. I also feel like my bloggers in Zimbabwe, the people the Zimbabwean audience is listening to is
okay.
the blog.
Let me explain bloggers. Thank you for coming with this. Let me say it for you. I might say it better. I don't know if that's what you were trying to say, but you get me in the process. Right. So we've talked about these 16 million people with these people that have access to internet, these urbanites. These urbanites are not so many. It's Aradim Tare Mashingo, Bulawayo, I think. You know, Big Falls Bay Bridge, maybe. But tiriva shoma zvekudaro tine access ye internet. Tinonzwisisa kuti ndinogona kuvunza something from somewhere to get verification on information. Right? This issue is simply put this way. In the social media space, we have, I can say, less than 20 people that are bloggers and own big social media pages. These individuals do not owe us integrity whatsoever. Do you understand? They are not an institution. This is an individual. It does not have constitutional laws of how to proceed in their proceedings. This is an individual like Digo Vibes. he creates a page. Avanza kuti maifatso vabatwa nechikomba obva atora video. Obva ona kuti vanhu vakaposterwa video yechikomba vari kuuya vakaita sei? The only constant content he's gonna put is what? Things that make you come to watch his content. But does not necessarily mean also good that's factual. He could recreate this scenario. Because he doesn't owe us any integrity, remember. All he wants is us to give him views, likes, and then he can cash out. Right? So that presents a very complicated problem because the people that come to the social media page, Digo Vibes, are coming to say everything that Digo Vibes is saying is true. So if Digo Vibes says, let me give an example, right, this is the one. If Digo Vibes comes and say, what's the name of the fire emoji artist?
Leo Magos.
Shout out to Leo Magos. If Digo Vibes then comes to his social media and puts Leo Magos online and says, this song called Fire Emoji is the hottest song right now. And all of us come to his page to look for those scenarios that mining wabatwa nechikomba. Tirikusangana ne video yake ya Leo Magos yekuti Fire Emoji. Patinoenda offline todzoka futi zvichinzi zoni pane munhu waputitsa vhiri pabridge apo what handiti tikunosvika tichisikuona fire emoji handiti iye ari kupusha song pange ndiye anofarira kana kuti abhadharwa kuti you know what, push this song for me, here's $500 okay, $50 ndipushirewo song yangu. But it should be 500. Do you see how I'm saying these dynamics are? Yeah. So $50 is just a psychological thing called mere exposure. The more we see or hear something, the more we actually think it's true. So now we are seeing this post every 5-10 minutes. We are logging back online to check out what just happened. And we have a new post that's saying Fire Emoji is the hottest song right now. Do you think mfesi wangu weku wadzanayo go anoziera kuti song iri boy kanti munhu atoita basa rake? So now this bias of how Zimbabwean people are gullible, are always taking everything that they are given as fact and true. It has given rise to so many unnecessary things. So many things that do not resonate with us as a people. So many things that do not resonate with the ghetto youths, for example. But because these are the numbers, even I would say this, I think a lot of other socialites as well create this drama. All just to get these numbers going. But in actual fact, these people might not be like that. They're playing characters. It's like a movie, you know, what's this James Bond's name? And Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan is not James Bond. He doesn't move around killing people, you know. He's acting as James Bond, 007. But his real name is Pierce Brosnan. I think it's the same scenario, even with Shadaya, for example. There are certain things that I think he would say that he doesn't mean, but because he's playing a certain character, he cannot change.
I don't think Shadaya is that smart, which he can be double personal. But
I'll leave it to that. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not saying it's fact. But I know for a fact some of these socialites really create these things. Some of these bloggers push these content to us. You know, if the individual is broken who owns the page, how do you know that the content he's giving you is good for you? And there's so bad energy and it's affecting 16 million Zimbabweans. And they're taking it as fact and true. But for the past, I don't know, 5-6 years, everything is Mijolo, La Verashata, We're saying my mom and dad are still together. They've been together for 40 years. You know what I mean? And I know other old couples. I know other young couples that have dated and married and things are fine with them. You know, so narrative, my bloggers are a gift and a curse in the same sentence. because they'll come and hype something, market it, and it will work. But also, if what they are marketing and making it work, does it have substance? Does it hold? You know what I mean? Is it just, Because now we have these Zimdancehall songs that are so vulgar, bro, and recorded outright. No creativity whatsoever. The creativity is based on the vulgar word.
Yeah. For example, my name.
Boys.
So, funny enough, yesterday I was having a conversation with Chatenda.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's say the guy Bo. Komkazu. Andotozikana kuti ndini rakaimba song here ndichiti bamnini uyai, and then vana vake paunozototarisa kuti mumzi wangu ndo akaimba song. I think that type of music is the one item that makes Zimdancehall as a genre not go
look bad. Yeah.
Because mumzi wangu,
there is a difference. Like, for example, I think Van Chog is one of the most creative people around. As much as we would, if you sit with him, he's quite calm, collected, soft speaking and everything. And then when he puts on the character of Van Choga, you understand his creativity, you know what I mean? But then also, Captain Britain. People misunderstand Captain Britain. Captain Britain is an individual that if society would neglect, he would be begging in the streets, right?
Okay.
But Captain Britain has been given this, I don't know who came up with this idea and what. And for me, it's okay. Before people sing and what, they're turning on the speakers. See, Captain Britain, I test him, Machuna ke timpe mari asa William Street achikumbira. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Yes.
A musician.
Yes.
Is a musician.
Yes.
So ungamuke one day ndotoenda kuna doctor ndoti because I'm mentally disadvantaged, I want to be a doctor. And then vanhu vatori muchipatara vanofanira kutonitolareta kuti nindirape vanhu, because that's a profession. Music is a profession.
Right. Here's the answer to that. It also answers the Mainini songs and other ones. Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, kama billiards. Na Jones wewe anatamba ku Greenfields. Greenfields, I mean. Are these people playing on the same level of soccer, for example, at the same professional level, or they're in different professional stages?
Okay. So, according to those four individuals, they are playing good football at their level. They are all footballers.
So I think it's just tunofana kuziya kuti iri level in the
kana takutoisa level raCaptain Britain pamalevels emusic
inini ndiri kutoti Captain Britain nevamwe vake vakawanda ndeiyoyo. And isusu futi tiri kutaura nyaya yemi-exposure, tikatouya kudheni kwako uchinzwawo Captain Britain tinobva tanzwi soft zvakawanda. Ende futi zvitori futi chi wainzwisisa. That's what I'm saying. And isusu tiri kuti we support Captain Britain because Captain Britain is another ghetto youth and he needs food on his table. So if he's gonna come and perform kudziva rasekwa ku club ningi, it's okay, but don't put him on national stadium kugomba aiwa mnema disrespect.
But Nkoma, I know you're not going to answer this question, but I want to ask.
Yes.
Two questions actually. Would you put Captain Britain's music in your phone? I know you're not going to answer this question.
I won't.
You won't?
Yes.
Would you sit for, let's say, at was slotted 15 minutes, a live show,
yes,
and watch Captain Britain?
Yes, and take a video and post him? I would.
For 15 minutes?
Yes.
Well, let's say 30 minutes.
How many songs does he have to get 30 minutes though? I don't think he can push 15.
So
Exactly.
So one song no about 10 minutes.
So I think he should be given just 5-minute slot. You know what I'm saying? Just to because what you are trying to put out is like, can we say itaenda kujabuna totono garira Captain Britain? No, just atukutaura ya higher level of playing field.
No, I am Bawara.
Parikubhadharwa $20 apa. But ku ghetto kwedu ku community pay 30 minutes. Shoot a video poster Captain Britain. But I uyeka kugombaka. Makusaiza division. That's how I look at it.
So at Chitaran, the vulgar aspect, it will kanganisa Zimdancehall narrative. I once heard a producer saying in an interview, a popular music producer.
Right. I need you to understand now, Panyayo, same Captain Britain, for example. It even comes down to the producers themselves. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Like, everything is apparent and straightforward. The loudest is always the empty one, right? The empty vessels make the loudest noise, isn't it, bro? That's what I'm trying to say. So,
no, I'm just picturing the size of the person, and I thought it was
and this I don't follow.
In my mind.
I deal with it, I don't know. Right. Secondly, not everyone has the right, I think, to speak about Zimdancehall, regardless of their position, especially if they're not part of foundation. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? Here's why. Or even the general masses, they can. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, you know, their prerogative, it's cool. But we cannot take their word and make it law or rule or say because he has a certain seat at a certain label, so what he's saying makes sense or what he's saying is truth. I don't know who this person is and I don't think they're foundation. Because the foundation do you understand what I mean? We want to sell external. Our people don't have the money. Do you see this approach? So when the next person comes and says, Vauganda Zimdancehall, I don't think we should give 2 cents about that person. He does not have the right to say. Here's why. Let's give an example of this person. Give him a name.
Duff.
Duff. Duffu is the frequent flyer. Okay? Duff anokwira ndege. Andizi, anokwira ndege. Let's say 300 times in a year. He's a frequent flyer. Kusvika pa airlines anopa ma 10 free rides per gore. Wangu, with how much you travel, here are 10 extra free flights. Right? And then comes me. Right? Me, I am a pilot. I've driven different types of aircrafts for the past 20 years. Right? Then in the boys rangu, mango ma pilots to veteran kwa tripa liquid lounge tichiroa makulayo. Then Dafo Bashika, frequent flight, tichitaura nyaya ndege. Do you think he has an opinion that is taken literally or even have a voice on that table?
Well, I'm going to the
And it but I know how to drive was said.
Nah.
Henceforth, he should sit down and shut the fuck up.
Shout out to Duff.
Because your frequent flyer does not give you a right to talk about airplanes when pilots are talking, bro. Sit down. Listen. You might learn something. Yeah.
So, Zimdancehall.
Yes.
When did he start?
Right, that's a question everybody keeps asking, and I've answered this question a million times. We even went to Power FM and I answered this question in 1980.
When Zimbabwe was born.
When Bob Marley graced that stage, that's when Zimdancehall was born, fam. Everybody wants to take credit here, take credit that, but that inspiration gave us so many reggae dancehall songs from even Zigzag Band, bro.
Yeah. Even, is it Nina Dembo or... Yeah.
James Kimombe. That was big reggae song. You understand? And we're saying reggae dancehall, Zim dancehall, is just an evolution, just like we were saying to about Amapiano, back to, It's the same thing. But unfortunately, there are certain people and certain systems that want to take credit for the future's sake. And that's where I have a problem with. Do you understand? Because I came into the scene and I'm given the credit of foundation because I was one of the first people that say, let's not sing on the international beats. Let's create our own sounds and beats and start putting them out. And that's where I get my credit. But I cannot get the credit of being the one that created it because I think 99, 2000, there was Zaka rhythm from Mashingo, bruh. My way, boa, my way, boa, boa.
Bro, is not my way, boa.
Wolf Productions in my dreams. What do you call that?
Yeah.
What do you call that? But it even evolves to Luxpin. It's 2004. What do you call that? So if somebody else is coming to say they have the credit or the name and the tag and what, it's fine. You can keep your Zim down. So we can come up with the next name for the next sound. That is an evolution from what? Zim down.
So what they're saying is dancehall was there.
Yes.
But it wasn't called Zim dancehall.
What's the difference between Zim and the actual dancehall?
So according to this one person who claims that they started Zim dancehall, the difference between Jamaican dancehall and Zim dancehall is Zim dancehall is Zim owned. Like what you were saying,
I think he is right. I think any Zimbabwean, whether they're singing in Daunde, Beleshon or whatever, and they're singing on a dance hall beat, is Zim dance hall. Mostly if they sing in Shona.
Okay.
Do you understand? But everything else is really defined by that element of being Zimbabwean, the second element of Shona, and the last element of just a Zimbabwean sounding dancehall instrumental. For example, I think one of the ultimate instrumentals in my career that I would say this is the most Zim dancehall beat there is Sting Rhythm. For me, in my own catalog.
Who produced Sting Rhythm?
I did Sting Rhythm. Okay. Sting Rhythm is the one with Asinga Perich Nanaga by Soldier Love.
Okay,
the one with Toriro, Mukanya, and Next Time by Enzo.
Yeah.
I think that is the highest level of defining a Zim dancehall sound. Even though we have made numerous sounds around the career, I think this one is a simple drum and bass beat, you know, almost as Mockery's, what's that one? The one with the Basti Short? What's the name of that rhythm?
Basti Short?
Alliance.
Alliance.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just drum and bass. But this one had more of Mbira and Marimba and stuff. So it's more Zimbabwean. But at the end of the day, my definitions and it's just people trying to hijack a movement and trying to put it in their own corner.
So let's name it. According to BigTunE JMP, Zimdancehall didn't start in 2012.
What?
It didn't start in 2002. 2004.
No.
It started in 1980.
Inini ndikuti pandanga ndiri form 1 ndakaenda kustudio for the first time. Ndakaenda kustudio yanga iri kuchitungwiza yainzi Way Out Records. Way Out Records itoone my hit song. And at that moment in time, my first experience, they were working on a rhythm called Way Out Rhythm. With one of the biggest songs by Brueggemann called inoita nasindine chidadi inoita, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't understand when people say all these things are irrelevant, or I don't understand just because people were still listening to probably Boys the Smoke or Chichi, but varidzi vegenre vaigadzirwa genre vaitoteerera genre ravo waiziya. Yeah.
No, I feel. So as we round up, I saw a post also that you posted. You said that you didn't like your face to be out there on media.
Yes, it has changed. Look at us now.
Why did you have to take that
Because
choice?
the vision kept being distorted.
Okay.
Right? Initially, there are certain ideologies that I believed in. For example, let your works do the talking. People don't know Madedido's My Gangsters, The Up is one of my productions with LXA. You understand what I mean? People don't understand, for example, Fadza Madzimai is also one of my projects with MV and PBC.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? So that idea kind of faded because I always believed for us to see a star, there has to be darkness. You understand what I mean? So I always kept anticipating, no, it's just the darkness. It's gonna get light later. But then I then started to understand, me exposure. The more people are seeing a certain face, the more they are starting to believe that face is the truth. But that face is not the truth. So maybe we should start putting our face out there, start saying the truth as it is. Those people never were part of the vision. They were incorporated in the vision. We worked with them lovingly, as brothers. One of the biggest Zimdancehall project is in collaboration with his owns. Mud Level had so many hit records, bruh. Ricky had Terminator, Freeman, Killer T, Toki Vibes, Toki Aenda Nenyika. So at the end of the day, when you then start to say all these mumble jumbles, because we incorporated you into the team, you're like, oh, cool, bro, you can play number 5. And now you're starting to think everything resonates and circles around number 5. Then there's a problem. It's not even because you're popular, because you're not even popular. It's not even because your songs are dope. Our songs are dope. They are doper than yours. People were playing Yege Yege. It's some of our productions, fam. Do you understand what I mean? But imimi manje, mimi muno push my face in you more than the products. So you resonate more into, we are dope, we're the kill. We resonate, yeah, say that, but it's our song that's playing whilst you're saying that. Do you know what I mean? So vision, not vision. Most of these people didn't come with the vision. There's a picture that I posted when we were still young and we didn't even have an office space. We're like, hey guys, let's just meet at the park, I don't know, talk some guans, share ideas, grab lunch or something. No sponsors, no Mbinga. By the way, Mbingas came and ruined it. Some guy goes to England, gets his job, chengeta 3,000 kage kudzoka kuZimbabwe for holiday, comes into the studio, apana romangomo budisa 50, apana obva bosti redeem song yesa kuti bosti vakaipa chichi taatone mafake Mbinga museko vakutobira futi vanhu. You know what I mean? So these people never had a vision. These people will not even have vision. All they can do is say Mdara Makaipa so they get paid. They don't make songs that they can get money off. Do you understand? And still it's okay. It's a dynamic of the business. You need to have network. Your network is a net worth, But it's cool. Keep your net worth, bro. But don't come here and then claim things that are not yours. Don't claim a space to say you're king in a space when we I don't know the last time we heard your song playing, bro. Don't come out here and start name dropping. I didn't succeed because Winky D didn't drop my song. Bro, come on. Everybody else is dropping their own records without a feature and they're blowing. More action, less talk. More vision. Let's visualize a future. Like, I visualized the future and it surpassed me, bro. Like, Shakato the idea of Zimdancehall being a national product. Takatopfura. Takatozoita national hero. You know what I mean?
So,
yeah.
5 best artists in Zimbabwe according to the JMP, your greatest of all time.
5 greatest of all time artists. Zimbabwean artists, not limited to Zimdancehall.
It's just Zimbabwean.
It's difficult. Shangan.
Greatest of all time.
I can just name a few in no order. I love Rusike Brothers.
Okay.
I love Bundu Boys.
So let's for the benefit of Ama 2K, we're about to go to Ama 2K first. When you say Rusike Brothers, you are saying it.
Rusike Brothers, most people know Rusike Brothers from the advert. Everybody's sadza. But they have a big catalog. Cecilia, you're breaking my heart. Yeah. They have Saturday Night Fever. What's the name? I forgot the name.
Okay.
It's a beautiful song. I think it's called Saturday Night. Yeah, it's called Saturday Night. From 1980, by the way. Yeah.
When Zimdancehall was born. Rusike Brothers.
Bundu Boys.
Simbimbino.
Yeah, people know Simbimbino, but there's so many songs to them that have so many different dynamics creatively. They have English song, My Foolish Heart. They have Jeet Jive, but they also have Simbimbino, Upenyu Wangu, Varachete. Yeah, bro. Just look what you're doing, bro. This is top 5. I can't get anybody.
Okay, let's go 3.
Third, where else can I put in? Adembo, bro. Bro, I don't know, bro. Like, everybody, I think Sungura is blueprint is Leonard Dem. That's my 2 cents about it. I don't know, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's premium Sungura right there.
Dembo.
Yeah. I'm gonna put Thomas Mapfumo. Mukanya is. For me, Mukanya is like our own James Brown. Mukanya is like our own Fela Kuti. Yeah.
Okay.
That level of greatness in the sound, arrangements, topics, honesty, I go with that. How many we left it?
1.
Sheesh. Oh, sheesh. I'll put Shingai.
Shingai.
Yes, I'll put Shingai on there. I think people don't know Shingai as well, but Shingai has been so influential on a global scale.
So the funny thing is, before Wingidi, Zimbabwean artists were blue ticking Shingai. After Wingidi's records, now they want to associate them. They are posting pictures from 5 years ago.
Right,
He didn't post, but now because she's
they did not know her, but she's always been big.
No, I'm just saying she was there. Like they knew that she was there. So there's one thing that I think I figured about Zimbabwean audience or people. We don't accept things that originate from here. So we want something to go outside.
Change. Because once we take another entity and we put them up front and say, this is dope, it means everything else is not dope, which doesn't have to be. But my Zimbabweans take it like that. So, hatisku kwanisa kumove off everything. Soca's, the way soca was done in 1990 is the same way soca is done now. The way education was done, the way your farming was done, distribution, people don't like change because they will feel like if they change, they will lose what was. But it's not like that.
Sure. So Shingai number 5.
Yeah, that was not in any order. This was just my
that was not
top amazing artists that have ever come from here.
Do you listen to Afropop?
Yeah,
some. Top 5.
Afropop. You're putting me in a squad, but I can't do that. I can only talk about us.
Igbo?
I can only talk about us as a collective.
Top 5
But
Zimdancehall
hip hop, I've always been a fan of hip hop. My life, hip hop in my life is the same. It's just my life is Zimdancehall, my love is hip hop. So hip hop from fathood, bro, I've been invested. You know, more of it. You know, coming up to Tate the MC, coming up to Few Kings, now the K-Flows, you know.
Shout out to K-Flow.
Yeah, I can't really say I'm going to give a top 5. That's unfair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Top 5.
I'm not
Go
giving
My Republic
any more
Records.
top 5.
Go My Republic
I
Records.
can't even do that.
Why? Like, bro.
I can't do that. I'll mention in songs you never knew.
Yeah.
Or never heard.
Yeah.
I like Raskeleb, Yema Rasta Poets on the Upenyu rhythm.
Yeah.
I like the song we did with Khadija called hey bro, this song is so many. I just thought about another Khadija song. But this one Nerera by Khadija is fire. There's a song we did with Anita Jackson. Bro, now I feel like is this other one by BRG and Madcom from back in the days, bro. That song was called Zimoko actually. Vroom, tai driver ne Zimoko. Vroom, Jagazaza ne Zimoko. Bro. Lofombo Guans and that buzz, Lofombo was a big thing back then. That song was fire. It's unfair, bro. It's 20 years of music. What the hell now? Look, now I'm in 2006, bro. Like,
Nah, shout out. So, anything that you want to get off your chest before we say cut?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure we're gonna do this again.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't really need to go hard. Now let's just say, yo, stop living in a facade, wake up, read. Reading is important. Why? Because it ignites your imagination. Television, social media, radio, and film do an excellent job too, but that's somebody's imagination put into light, into picture. Imagine, read the books so you can create your own images and ideas. Be exposed, learn other cultures and languages. You know, stop thinking you're the supreme literate group of people in Africa. You're not. Wake up. Let's do better. Let's love each other. Let comment sections be full of love, not, oh, yeah. It does not change anything. Wakahuka Wi-Fi urupa juro were kucheche kumaren kwago jidisa mwe munarbita something in life. Doesn't make sense. Wake up, man. You know, love each other. Promote the next own. Don't wait for Shasha to win a BT to start claiming Shasha. Claim her now. Claim Kyla Black now. That's what I'm saying. BigTunE JMP, in a flesh, blood, and bone, in real life, living color, you done.
Yeah, man. So before we go, I don't want to go. Ayo, mira, tataenda. What's the top 5 angu my Republic goes on to me?
What's the bias, dude?
Wait,
hit me.
Before.
Yeah.
Cheetah, where you come from, is that Ngoma Republic?
Yes.
That's my biggest shoot. Cheetah, where you come from? Let them know Cheetah, where you come from. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Number 2.
That's Sting rhythm, yeah.
Yeah. Number 3. Not you.
Link up.
The other one, Mustard Seed.
Kung Fu. Action over word like Kung Fu. That song is basically an introduction to my name. This one is a BigTunE. Yeah. So everything there was Gandalf things.
Man, a Viking.
Yeah, Ragnar. You done, yeah.
Yaga ita lavu,
Vaveza iti. Yeah.
Swagam Chando.
Oh, yes. Swagam Chando.
Yeah, those are my top 5.
Those are your top 5. There's no Snapback, Waibata, Swag Dag Diggy.
Top 10,
There's no Seunononga Jose, hello. Mirizo. It's none of their songs. What are you talking about, bro? Okay, those are your personal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, cut.